Welcome to Our Energy Matters with Anthony Manna and Dena Marie. Aloha.
And aloha. Here we are again. This is our 48th. I'm looking at my writing over here. We're at our 48th meeting episode of our Energy Matters. And you wonder sometimes, because we have so much to explore. And I find it fascinating. And so what I do, folks, is I delve into Dena Marie's book, Our Energy Matters. I'll mention the title again in just a little bit. And then come away from it with whatever illumination, whatever awareness I gather. And I usually wind up writing a brief piece that we read in the episodes. And so I can start off by saying today to our viewers in the Philippines, magandang araw, magandang buhay, good day and good life. That was hard. I had to practice that a few times. The first time I ever speaking the Philippine language. So today our title is Empowered and Empowering Teachings of the Spirit, because I say here, folks, here we go, folks. Dena Marie and I are inviting you to join us today as we lift our spirits together and enter the hallowed retreat of her book, titled metaphorically, Our Energy Matters, The Art of Crystal Reading. Our intention is to explore spark-brightened illuminations of soul wonder, gloried riffs of empowered and empowering prescriptions, inspired and inspiring teachings, rituals anointed by heart, mind, spirit testimonials of seekers like me, her clients, drawn to walk along the pathway leading to spiritual health, hope, and healing, sanctified by Dena Marie's, and I call her the celestial alchemist, her lifelong attention to casting pristine rays of angelic light on crystal colors and electrifying doses of chakra passion. So I say, let's reflect on, you and I, Dena Marie, let's reflect on life-affirming manifestations of healing and redemptive freedom laid bare like dazzling flames of self-acceptance and self-wonder throughout your marvel of a book. Let's call them themes of self-love, burnished bright relationships with people we love. So I say, here's the theme I return to ease my soul. And this is your quotation. You say in your book, we must have the courage and conviction to speak our minds and take back our power. Let's leave the fighting behind. Learn from our past. Love one another. Moving truly our energy up into the heart chakra, from which the Christ consciousness of compassion and forgiveness arises. And I say to you, and so that's the quote, and I say, how did you come to this? Why did you come to this illumination?
And I love that part of the book. And take back our power, especially right now, take back our power. And I think there's a part where I say, and they can't sedate us anymore.
Yes.
We're going to rise up and we're going to join together. I call it a band of brothers, band of sisters, or the light workers, healers, because you're a healer. You heal with your writing and storytelling. But it's one of those things where, as I was writing the book, I was actually learning, because I didn't know what I was doing. So I had to keep trying to figure out, what is the heart chakra? What is the throat chakra? And the heart chakra is your temple. That's who you are. It's the altar. And that's where you get your higher, hey, I saw light go over my head. But it's like, if you see an intention come through, that's from your higher source, the Christ consciousness. And we want to channel that light through our heart and physically manifest it into this world. Our energy matters. So the heart consciousness to me is Christ consciousness. This is what, and Jesus is on the cross, spreading his hands, exposing his heart. It was also metaphoric and weird for me, but to see a life lived without heart.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. What horrible things come of it when people are acting on their own behalf, right? For what they want. And when countries start acting that way, I don't think the heart Christ consciousness is involved.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's a far cry. I mean, when you put it that way, I mean, you know, just a while ago we were talking politically, you know, and how greed can just take what could be the center, you know, the center of awareness, and just twists it out of shape, and that people become victimized, but their own victims, you know, making other people victims. And it's just it's fascinating to me, and also it can be very tiring. But I think if you can hold on to, as you say here, the heart chakra, you know, and
so in the book,
that.
remember in the book, there's Harry Heartless.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. The guy who kicks his dog, and he gets promoted on other people's work, you know, and he keeps climbing the ladder, yet he didn't really do it. He's just super selfish. Harry Heartless.
Yeah. And so, and usually those people, when the Harry Heartlesses can control a lot of people. And that's the frightening part of it, I think, you know. So it's that heart consciousness, the nurturing of it, you know. And I mean, we could just flip out right now and go to heart, you know, because I mean, you know, if I show people, which to me is such a wonderful thing, the back cover of your book is the chakra cheat sheet, you know. And if you go to heart, it's you say the healthy heart chakra is compassionate, forgiving, balanced, and understanding. And I just love it. It's so purifying. And the crystals are malachite and rose quartz. So what about those crystals? Can you say something about malachite and rose quartz?
So if you notice, the heart chakra is pink and green. So when I have people pick a rose quartz or malachite, that goes into the heart chakra. Green is when you give to other people. Pink is when you give to yourself. And there's that balance. So Harry Heartless probably was hurt as a child and swore never to feel, right? So he would, let's say I got him. You know what I did? That's actually someone I know. So I'll tell you what we did. We did Reiki. We did energy work. We went back to his childhood. We started healing. He started crying. He started being a better human being all the way around. But as soon as he quit doing the energy work or being close to people, he went right back to being that very cold, calculating too, right? Because their hearts broke. So they're thinking a lot, and they're using their power chakra to make decisions, but they don't do it with other people in mind. So energy work, we did Reiki. He went to Reiki circles, and it was really fun to watch somebody. Everyone noticed it too. You know, dogs didn't try to bite him.
Yeah, I know. That's funny, but it's true. I mean, you start noticing that right away. You start noticing the change, you know, in yourself, you know, and then other people pick up on that because the energy is so completely different. I have a theme here that I came up with. It emerged for me to ponder as I moved through my understanding of chakra energies, which was, as you well know, very new to me, my understanding and my coming to understand and my continuing to understand. And so I came up with this theme that I manifested. It says, I say to myself, gaze inward with the eyes of your soul. And so I ask you then, does that sentiment make sense to you in terms of chakra energy?
Oh yeah, it begins with you, right? Inner work, they call it inner child work. Just going in, we're always so far out there in the future or replaying the past. And that's why you and I like to you do yoga or exercise, but it gets you back into yourself. You can feel your heartbeat. You know that your feet are on the ground and you're exercising, but it is here, right? It starts here. And then your energy manifests. So if I'm not aware of who I am or my life's purpose or what I love to do, or I'm not taking care of myself, I remember I told you I don't see wells for the last year because I was losing sight. I was out there during this time trying to just get through. And now I feel with the sun shining and everything, I have time yesterday to go to the beach. I went to the labyrinth and all those things I need to do, inner work. And then I'll bet you'll see a whale.
Yeah, that's so, yeah, you explained that to me, and I thought that was fascinating that you felt that your own I want to call it an attitude or your own sense of self, your place in the universe, even that's as broad as I can go, that you were seeing whale after whale after whale from your island, and then it stopped.
Yeah. And you know, I'm doing something with my son. We started a business, and every time we get together, we see lots of fours, but it's obvious. And that's a synchronicity. And I love to teach about synchronicity. It's actually in the book. Then you know the universe is winking at you and you're going in the right direction. But during these weird times, I couldn't do the things I love to do. Music wasn't playing, and healing arts were not, you couldn't touch strangers. So I couldn't do Reiki. And now I just feel like I taught a class. I got a job working with musicians again, so my energy is changing. But again, I had to go back in and I hurt myself. So I had to take some time off and I did some inner work. It worked, right?
Yeah, every time. And even on a daily basis, I mean, like this week was a week of busyness as we're trying to still, after many months, settle in a state, liquidate in a state. And it's very, to me, it's very distracting because it's all about things and possessions and lots and lots and lots of possessions. And I just felt myself getting out of sync with my spirit.
Synchronicity. There you go.
Yeah, with my spirit. And then just today, because the auctioneers left yesterday afternoon after being for 3 days. I mean, they're good people. They do a good job and everything, but it's just having to deal with all that stuff, and coming out of basements and garages and bathrooms and attics, and I was ready to go crazy. So what I did was I just said to myself, all right, go to the treadmill. I went to the treadmill and I just did a kind of power walk for about an hour, and it all came back into place because because I mean I gave my energy back to myself, and then
you lifted spirits. You lifted your own spirits.
I lifted my own spirits. And I think the thing too was I went outside and I looked up. Remember, we talk about this over and over again. And I'm responsible for the gardens this year because my partner is not doing well. And so we didn't plant as much as we have, but it still takes me to water everything takes me about an hour and a half. All right. So, but I'm out there and I'm kind of grumbling because water. And then I just put the stupid hose down, just take a breath, look around and think, this is this Father and Mother Nature business. Wow. Oh, wow. And that also puts you right back into sync.
Well, I was doing work, because I got this new job I really love, but my voice is go to the woods is what it said. So I did, and I laid on the ground and did yoga. And then I went straight to the beach looking for orcas. And the thing that I wanted to get done magically was done. I get back in an email saying, yeah, we're in, the band I wanted, they're in. But that whole force versus flow. And it's so easy to get back on the treadmill and run to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And then the treadmill usually will throw you off eventually. But that's my ankle. And then you sit back and you do your inner work, like you said, inside. But man, things are speeding up quick. So maybe the prescription right now is for everyone to see if they can slow down.
Well, that I just going to say that. I mean, and it's like we almost have to give ourselves the permission to do that. And I, because we're constructive people, and we like work, and we like to do things to help others or help ourselves, etc. And so sometimes it's okay not to, and that's all right too. And I just think it's so important to get back in sync. Here's another theme that charges my imagination, and this is from your book. Yeah. Oh, this is so lyrical, and it's actually a song. Under the turquoise blue sky by day, and at night a deep purple canvas above, complete with the luminous gaze of a full moon, Mother Nature displays the color of the chakras for all to see and experience. If only we can stop long enough to feel the connection. I'm sure you could go on all day about this, but so what does that conjure for you now when you're thinking about having written that?
Well, I was in Sedona when I came up with that one. I love what you said, out of sync. I want to do a whole show with you on my radio show, Out of Sync, because synchronicities are how you know you're going in the right direction. Because we set our intentions, we've counted our blessings, and now the universe is guiding us to a simple life, or I want to feel more joy. So I got to dance the other day. I just said, this is my intention. I just want to feel joyful again and play. And in fact, that was our last talk about playing. And me dancing and having someone video me the way I used to dance was so much fun for me. But I put that down as an intention, right? And now I'm back in sync because I enjoyed myself. I had fun. So we're coming out of some challenging years where we know that it has affected people in they're not lifting their spirits. They're looking down and depressed, So really right now, the most important thing to get back into sync is to be a child, play, do the things that bring you joy, and then magic starts to happen again. Force versus flow.
Force. Yeah, I'm reading a book it's called Fearless Writing by Ken Auer, if anybody wants to remember this. I mean, and his central issue is flow. And I'm beginning to understand really what that is, because I read it psychologically when I was studying. I read flow from, I think he was a Russian philosopher, and it was a different take on it. And in a way, I really didn't quite understand what he was getting at. But this guy, Ken Auer, in Fearless Writing, is really good, because it's talking the way we're talking now. I mean, the flow is the dancing through it, the moving through it, the acting through it, the singing through it, the power walking through it, and just staying with it, staying with your energy within it, and it's reciprocal, which is.
And I rode my bike for the first time, and could be this summer. I couldn't look up at the stars. There weren't any. It was cloudy for months and months and months. So when I don't see the moon, I don't see the stars, and I don't get to see a sunset or ride my bike, my spirits are low. So prescriptions for the chakra can be riding your bike. It can be buying yourself flowers. It can be dancing with a friend. It can be doing nothing. Me just sitting on the grass doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
Fun.
Fun. Yeah. And well, I mean, and there you're getting into your prescriptions, which you've got a whole, 2 or 3 pages of just very illuminating remedies for blocked chakras, for blocked life. We need to end soon, but I wanted to end with a theme that came to me through my startled awareness of your crystal readings, which I'm calling colors that illuminate our uniqueness and individuality, whether we are healthful or in need of healing. And when I read this, that's what I thought of. And this is from you. Somewhere. Awaken the radiance of your inner beauty and the brilliance of your spirit.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I can't believe you said that because I've got it here. I've got hallelujah, amen, and so be it.
We're in sync.
We're in sync. We're in
We
sync,
are in
man.
sync. We
Yeah,
are in
well, I
sync.
know. So that awakening your radiance. I mean, to me, that's all about the idea of the energies that you're talking about constantly. Our energy matters, and maybe say a few words to us.
Well, and you notice in the prescription, it doesn't say watch 2 hours of the news. It doesn't say sit at the dinner table and bitch and moan. So it doesn't say any of those things. It doesn't say to focus on what's broken in the world, you know? It's really telling you to listen to music that will lift, like classical music. I listen to classical music. I love it. You know, those are certain things that lift your spirits. It's not that hard to take your dog out for a walk at a park, but that's one of the prescriptions.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And just things like inviting yourself out, you know, stuff like that. I mean, it's just, you know, when you say earlier in your book, you talk about the fact that when there's a broken chakra, you talk to people about where they're coming from, and that what you do is you remedy it with a simple movement. Let's put it that way, you know, to jumpstart the energy. And that's what those prescriptions are all about. That's what makes them so appealing and so doable and usable.
They called it homework. And then talking about that guy that we did the healing work with, finally he went to like a psychiatrist, counselor or something. And the guy goes, when he's done, he says, so what's my homework? And the guy's like, nothing. I can prescribe you something, but you don't get any homework. So all he could do is give him a drug. And you're like, wait a minute, should I go home and work on something, like something change in my life instead of just talking to you for 45 minutes? But it's interactive. It's all about you. You're tuning up your energy. And it's even just us having our 1 hour meeting each week lifts my spirits, and it keeps my wheels turning. And when we don't meet, I can feel that. So being with another like-minded person, being in sync and having fun. I love talking to you. It's a joy. So
yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. And it's it kind of you know, resuscitates. It brings it keeps the energy flowing. There we go again.
And the art of visiting. A prescription is not texting your lover. It's not texting all day. It's not texting your kids. It's being with your kids on the dance floor. It's taking your friend out for dinner. We've got to get away from the phone. It's, you know, if you're not talking, we've got to get away from that texting.
Wonderful. Okay, so what a great way to end. Okay, so we say those are the ways to lift our spirits, you know, is to be with people and what is it, the yoga teacher this morning said during one of her brutal exercises, said or positions I should say, she said, if right now, if you're not here in your body with me and you're thinking about something beyond, then you're not really doing yoga. And it was the first time she ever reminded us. And I thought, yeah, this is,
that was good.
You know, yeah. And we're online, you know, I'm online when I do that. And so I can't talk back. Anyway, folks, if you want to move closer to Dena Marie's wisdom, then listen to her weekly radio show, Lift Your Spirits. It's on 1150 AM KKNW. It's a great place to go. And if you go to her website, dena-marie.com, you'll find out about that show and the interesting people that she has on that show over and over and over again each week. She's also very active on Facebook. She does daily, sometime, not every day, but often, chakra insight into chakra energy blockage and prescription, and startling photographs of the island she lives on. And she does that so much. I just look forward to those. And prayerful advice about self-care, information on her workshops and courses. My website for an interview with Dena Marie is anthonymannabooks.com. If you go there and you go to the media section, look for Podbean podcasts, and that's where I do my interviews. And you'll find Dena there, Dena Marie there. And also, folks, if you're interested in sharing reading and writing activities with very young children, with tweens and teens. That's what my website is all about. It's all about getting kids to read and write to better serve themselves in the world. So we have to go, and I'll see you in a week's time.
Adios, amigo.
Yeah, okay, well, good. All right, well, you take care.